What if the next chapter of the Marvel Cinematic Universe secretly begins with Spider-Man dying? The latest wave of leaks, rumors, and fan theories has exploded across the internet. And this time, the conversation feels bigger than a simple casting update or a costume change. Everywhere I look, fans are connecting clues, dissecting reports, and trying to figure out whether Marvel is quietly setting up one of the darkest and most dramatic transitions in MCU history. At the center of this storm is Spider-Man: Brand New Day, a movie that is suddenly being talked about as something far more ambitious than anyone expected. According to circulating reports, the film could run somewhere between 2 hours and 25 minutes and 2 hours and 30 minutes, making it one of the longest Spider-Man adventures ever produced. That detail alone has people paying attention because longer runtimes usually suggest larger stories, deeper character arcs, and more room for emotional consequences. If those reports are accurate, Marvel may not be making a routine sequel. Instead, it may be building a turning point capable of reshaping multiple franchises at once, and every new rumor seems to push that possibility even further. As more details continue surfacing, the biggest talking point is not the runtime, but a shocking theory surrounding the film's ending. The rumor suggests that Spider-Man could become involved in a catastrophic confrontation with Hulk, one so brutal and chaotic that Peter Parker ends up dead by the end of the battle. Even saying those words sounds unbelievable, yet that is exactly why the theory has spread so quickly. Imagine the emotional weight of such a moment. After everything Peter has survived, after multiversal chaos, personal sacrifice, and endless responsibility, the hero who always finds a way back suddenly falls. The theory goes even further, claiming that the city gathers for a massive funeral where people finally recognize the impact he had on their lives. Friends, strangers, supporters, and former critics all come together to say goodbye. For a brief moment, the story appears finished. The hero is gone. The world mourns. The chapter closes. But according to the speculation, that heartbreaking farewell is only setting up an even darker surprise waiting in the shadows. The alleged twist arrives after the funeral, under the cover of darkness, when Peter's grave begins to move. It sounds like something from a supernatural thriller rather than a traditional superhero movie, which is exactly why fans cannot stop talking about it. The idea is that Peter rises again, not as the familiar hero audiences have followed for years, but as someone transformed. Standing where the old Spider-Man was buried is a version wrapped in a terrifying black symbiote suit. If Marvel actually goes in that direction, the visual alone could become one of the most unforgettable moments in MCU history. The black suit has always represented more than a costume upgrade. It symbolizes temptation, anger, obsession, and emotional collapse. Bringing it into a story already filled with grief would instantly change the tone. Instead of celebrating a triumphant return, audiences would be watching a resurrection fueled by pain. That distinction matters because it transforms the suit from a cool design choice into a reflection of Peter's damaged state of mind. And that is where the theory starts becoming surprisingly compelling. When you think about everything Peter has lost, the emotional foundation for that transformation already exists. Tony Stark is gone. Aunt May is gone. The people he loves no longer remember him. Even the relationships that once gave his life meaning have been erased by circumstances beyond his control. For years, he has sacrificed pieces of himself for the greater good, yet he continues ending up alone. That emotional isolation is exactly the kind of weakness a symbiote could exploit. Rather than simply making Peter stronger, the suit would feed on resentment that has been building beneath the surface for a long time. Suddenly, every painful memory becomes fuel. Every sacrifice becomes evidence that the world never truly appreciated him. Every loss becomes another reason to stop caring. What makes this possibility fascinating is that it would not require Peter to become evil overnight. Instead, it would push him toward a darker interpretation of justice. He could still believe he is right. He could still think he is protecting people. The difference is that his compassion would gradually be replaced by anger, creating a version of Spider-Man unlike anything the MCU has shown before. That darker mindset is where another massive rumor enters the picture, and it involves Dr. Doom. If the reports and theories are even partially accurate, Doom may not defeat heroes through raw power alone. He may win by understanding them better than they understand themselves. Fans have been discussing the possibility that Doom identifies Peter's emotional wounds and uses them with surgical precision. Imagine Doom offering Peter everything he lost. A world where MJ remembers him. A world where friendships were never erased. A world where loneliness disappears. For someone carrying years of grief, that temptation would be nearly impossible to ignore. The situation becomes even more interesting because of Doom's appearance. Many theories suggest that seeing Doom could remind Peter of Tony Stark. Whether that resemblance is intentional or symbolic, the emotional impact would be enormous. Peter has always trusted mentors. He has always looked for guidance. If Doom presents himself as someone who understands his suffering, then manipulation becomes far easier. Instead of forcing Spider-Man onto the wrong path, Doom could simply convince him that the wrong path is actually the right one. The concept of Battleworld makes those theories even more dramatic. If Doom gains control over reality on a massive scale, then offering Peter a perfect life stops feeling like an empty promise and starts feeling like something genuinely possible. That is why fans are paying attention. A corrupted Spider-Man serving Doom would not just create conflict for the Avengers, it would create emotional conflict for the audience. Viewers understand Peter's pain. They know why he would be vulnerable. They know why he might hesitate before rejecting a fantasy where everything broken has been repaired. That emotional complexity could elevate the story beyond a standard hero versus villain confrontation. It would become a battle over identity, grief, and acceptance. The more I think about it, the more I understand why this rumor refuses to disappear. It contains tragedy, temptation, and spectacle all at once. More importantly, it creates a situation where Peter's greatest enemy is not necessarily Doom or the symbiote. It is his inability to let go of the life he lost, and that is a struggle many people can immediately understand. Fortunately, the leaks do not stop with darkness. Some of the most exciting speculation suggests that help could arrive from across the multiverse. According to the theory, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man may return specifically to save Peter from himself. That idea carries enormous emotional weight because both characters represent different stages of experience. Andrew understands loss. Tobey understands the dangers of the symbiote. Together, they would be uniquely qualified to reach a Peter who has become consumed by anger. Imagine the conversations. Imagine Tobey explaining how power mixed with resentment can destroy a person from the inside. Imagine Andrew reminding Peter that grief never truly disappears but can be survived. Then imagine all three Spider-Men standing together once again, not merely to fight a villain, but to rescue one of their own. That kind of reunion would deliver action, nostalgia, and character growth simultaneously. It would also transform previous multiverse appearances from fun fan service into something emotionally meaningful, giving those relationships a purpose that extends beyond cheers and applause. While Spider-Man dominates much of the discussion, another major development has Hulk fans paying close attention. For years, many viewers felt that Hulk gradually lost the terrifying edge that once made him such a force of nature. Ever since the events following Age of Ultron, debates about the character's direction have continued across the fandom. Now, rumors are suggesting a dramatic correction. The talk centers around the return of a far more dangerous Hulk, possibly a Grey Hulk or Savage Hulk-inspired version with overwhelming aggression and destructive potential. If true, this would represent a major shift from the calmer interpretation audiences have recently seen. Suddenly, Hulk becomes unpredictable again. Suddenly, every confrontation carries genuine danger. That possibility is one reason the rumored fight with Spider-Man has generated so much attention. A fully unleashed Hulk is not just another opponent, he is a walking disaster. If Marvel has truly been saving this version as a surprise, then keeping him hidden from marketing would make sense. Revealing such a transformation inside a theater could create one of those unforgettable audience reaction moments fans talk about for years. Adding even more fuel to the excitement are whispers about upcoming promotional material. Many fans believe a second trailer could arrive soon, potentially offering the first hints about where these stories are heading. Of course, trailers are designed to misdirect as much as they reveal, which makes every frame a source of endless analysis. One unusual aspect of the current speculation is the belief that Marvel intentionally wants certain surprises protected. If a more savage Hulk is returning, if Spider-Man is embracing a symbiote transformation, and if larger multiversal connections are being established, then revealing too much too early could weaken the impact. Marvel has occasionally struggled with keeping secrets, but when major surprises remain hidden, the payoff can be enormous. That is why so many fans are watching every announcement, every interview, and every teaser with extreme attention. People are not simply looking for confirmation, they are searching for patterns. They want to know whether these scattered rumors belong to one giant storyline, and right now, the evidence, while unconfirmed, is creating a very intriguing picture. Then there is Wolverine, and this is where the conversation becomes surprisingly emotional. One of the most persistent rumors suggests that Hugh Jackman's legendary version of the character may not continue beyond the events leading into Secret Wars. The speculation gained momentum after comments indicating the immense preparation required for the role. Playing Wolverine is not something that happens casually. It demands months of training, strict discipline, and complete physical commitment. Because production timelines appear to be moving forward quickly, some fans believe the absence of obvious preparation could indicate that his journey is approaching its conclusion. If that proves true, Marvel may be preparing a farewell worthy of the character's legacy. The most discussed scenario involves Wolverine confronting Dr. Doom in a desperate act of heroism. Fans describe it as the kind of fearless charge that defines the character. He knows the odds, he understands the danger, yet he attacks anyway because that is who Wolverine has always been. Even if the battle ends in defeat, the courage behind the decision could transform the moment into something unforgettable. What makes that rumored scene resonate is the comparison many fans are already making. They imagine a moment carrying the same energy as Thor's dramatic arrival in Wakanda, except this time the focus is Wolverine launching himself directly at Doom. The image is easy to picture: chaos everywhere, heroes struggling, hope fading. Then Wolverine charges forward with absolute determination. Maybe he lands a meaningful blow. Maybe he briefly proves that Doom is not untouchable, but ultimately, the villain responds with overwhelming force. If Marvel chooses that route, it would accomplish several things at once. It would reinforce Doom's threat level, celebrate Wolverine's fearless nature, and provide a memorable conclusion for one of superhero cinema's most beloved characters. Of course, none of this is officially confirmed. That disclaimer remains important. Yet the reason these rumors keep spreading is simple. They feel emotionally satisfying. They sound like events worthy of the characters involved. Whether they become reality or not, they have successfully captured the imagination of the audience. Finally, we arrive at Thor, and the rumors surrounding him might be some of the wildest of all. According to ongoing discussion, footage shown in certain presentations featured a shocking moment where Dr. Doom effortlessly stopped an attack from Stormbreaker using only 2 fingers. If accurate, that image immediately communicates the scale of Doom's power. Stormbreaker is not an ordinary weapon. Watching it neutralized so casually would send a clear message that traditional solutions are no longer enough. That has led directly to speculation about Thor receiving an entirely new weapon, often described by fans as a golden hammer. The theory becomes even more ambitious from there. Some believe the story could involve Odin returning from Valhalla alongside a powerful army during a moment of absolute desperation. Picture the battlefield collapsing into chaos. Picture heroes running out of options. Then imagine Odin appearing and presenting Thor with a weapon forged for a final confrontation. Whether that exact scenario happens or not, it captures the mythological scale many fans want from the next Avengers era. Another reason these discussions have become so intense is the growing belief that Marvel is finally preparing to connect emotional storytelling with large-scale event filmmaking in a way fans have been requesting for years. Instead of relying only on cameos, the rumored direction places character choices at the center of every major twist. Spider-Man is defined by grief. Hulk is defined by rage. Wolverine is defined by sacrifice. Thor is defined by responsibility. Doom, meanwhile, becomes the figure capable of exploiting every weakness at once. That structure is exactly why so many theories continue gaining momentum online. People are not just reacting to action scenes. They are reacting to the possibility of seeing beloved heroes pushed into situations that test who they really are. If Marvel successfully balances those emotional stakes with the multiversal scale being discussed, the result could feel less like another crossover and more like a genuine cinematic event for audiences everywhere, with lasting impact across franchises, generations, and future stories alike. When I step back and look at all these leaks, theories, and rumors together, one thing becomes clear. The MCU conversation has entered a fascinating phase where almost every possibility feels enormous. A darker Spider-Man, a manipulative Dr. Doom, a savage Hulk, an uncertain future for Wolverine, and a potentially upgraded Thor all point toward stories operating on a much larger emotional and cosmic scale. None of these claims should be treated as confirmed facts, but they reveal what fans are hoping to see. They want consequences. They want surprises. They want character-driven drama mixed with spectacle. Most importantly, they want the next chapter of Marvel storytelling to feel unpredictable again. If even a fraction of these rumors becomes reality, the road to the next Avengers event could be absolutely unforgettable. For now, all we can do is watch, analyze, and wait for the next reveal. And if you enjoyed breaking down these possibilities with me, make sure to like, share, and subscribe.